Today I have for you guys the perfect summertime grilling. We are making steak squash shish kebabs. And the main thing with this one is the marinade that's gonna make it fabuloso. Right, Tater? Okay, Tater thinks everything smells fabuloso. All right, be careful, Tatsies. Okay, so first thing you need, your bowl for some mixing, and you need a nice packed cup of brown sugar. Put that in there. Next, I also need a cup of soy sauce. Put that into your bowl. And then my spices that are gonna put over the top. So I need to find my tablespoon. Here we go. It's a Pampered Chef one. This is a Pampered Chef one too. All right, so it calls for a teaspoon of ground ginger. And if you even have fresh ground ginger or fresh ginger, then I would do a little less than a teaspoon. But for me, I always have powdered on hand, you know, the regular spices. Ground mustard is next, a teaspoon of that. And put that in there. And then some garlic powder. It calls for a teaspoon of garlic powder, but I've been cutting the garlic a little bit in my recipes for my health. So I'm just gonna sprinkle just a little bit on there. I hope I didn't do too much. Okay. Oh, it already smells so good. And now I just need to get it stirred around in here. I probably could whisk it. Maybe a whisk might be better. Try a whisk. A whisk will be better. And then over at the side, I have already cut up into cubes. Because remember, it's a shish kebab. You gotta have the cubes so you can put it on your sticks later to grill. I have sirloin steak. I don't know why it's so expensive. Steak is so expensive right now. Crazy. But, you know, it's still cheaper than going out to a restaurant. And you can flavor things the way you want. And then you can see here, look how colorful and pretty this is. I have cut up some red pepper. And remember, you're shish kebabbing, so you don't want to dice it. You just want to have some chunks to put on your skewer. I have cut up zucchini. My Aunt Leona used to call them bikini. She could never remember what they were called. I have cut up some summer squash, and I have cut up slices of red onion. So you can really do anything. You could add fresh mushrooms, you could add pineapple. You know, it's a shish kebab, anything goes. So I have my marinade all stirred around, and I am going to, it makes about 2 cups. So I'm gonna put a cup. I wanna measure this and not overdo it. So I'm gonna do a cup for my meat and a cup for my veggies. I'm even marinating the veggies, so this is gonna be so good. So I put a cup in there. Got it all cut up, ready to go. You know, I trimmed off the fat. Whenever I am trimming my meat, I always think of my grandpa because he used to own a grocery store, a little local one, and then he was the butcher also. And I just remember sitting back, watching him trim the meat and cut it up. I don't know, it was fun. So I always think of him when I trim up my meat and cut off the fat and everything, and try to do it like he kind of did it. I'm no butcher, but he was awesome. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting, this is my thing that I usually marinate in, And I put it in there. I'm gonna shake it up. Make sure your lid's on good. And it's good to go. I'm gonna put my veggies in a Ziploc bag and put the rest of the marinade in there and mix it around and put that, all of this in the refrigerator for 4 hours. And then after that, it'll be time for skewering and grilling. So I'll come back when they're ready. My steak and vegetables have been marinating for about a good 4 hours or a little bit more than that. So now I am putting them on skewers. I have metal skewers because I like the metal ones better. You can wash them and reuse them. And if you ever use the wooden ones, you have to soak them in water first. And I never remember to do that. So with metal ones, you get them out. They're good to go and they're pretty easy to clean and wash up later. So metal skewer, I have my veggies, I have my meat here. So I'm gonna start by getting the meat on there. You have to be careful with your metal skewer so you don't prick your finger. So you have to be super careful with that. Because once you prick your finger, then you're gonna have to go to the emergency room, and so much for having a good shish kebab that night. You need to take care of yourself first. So putting things on, what I like to do is I like to do some meat and then put a vegetable on and meat and vegetable and so on. So I get the skewer all filled up. It gets a little messy with your hands, but cooking can be messy sometimes. But the outcome will be so worth it, you know. All right, so I'm picking out all the veggies that I need here. I'm probably gonna have a little extra meat. I might just throw that all in a pan and like stir fry it up if it doesn't fit on my skewers. I have 6 full skewers that I'm gonna show you in a minute so you can see how nice they look. Okay, so I will show you my skewers. I have my skewers on a tray with aluminum foil so that they are all set. Look at how pretty and colorful those are. Now I just need to put them on my grill. My grill has been warming up, so the grill's all ready to go, and we'll start grilling. Gonna get our grill on. Here we go. So here are things grilling up. They are sizzling. Can you hear that sizzle? And they're looking good. They're so colorful. When I turn them, I use my tongs and I just pick up the whole thing and I kind of turn it like that. So using tongs, very helpful. You know, it takes, depending on how well you like these done, maybe just 3 minutes on a side or so. I don't know, you just have to kind of check it out and see what your preference is, and we will check back in later. I have the kebabs out. They're back in the kitchen now. I have most of them. Here's what I do. I know a lot of people do kebabs and then you just give each person a kebab. Well, when my kids were younger, there's no way I'm going to give them a full kebab. That could be dangerous, and they're hot. So here's what I do. I wear an oven mitt and I scrape all the kebab into a bowl. Oops, this is flying. And then we just pick out everything from the bowl. So everything's already unskewered. It's in my bowl. It's ready to put it on the table. I'm serving some rice and some Hawaiian rolls with this dinner. And you have so many vegetables in here. You've got your summer squash, your zucchini, red pepper, onion. It's gonna be awesome. All right, so I'm gonna take a little piece here and let's see. It's so tender. I mean, this cut of meat isn't an expensive one. Well, it's expensive nowadays, but everything is. But it's so tender because I marinated it for 4+ hours. And that sauce, even without all the garlic, is still good. So if you want to go easy on garlic, that's fine. It has great, great, great flavor. So here's your summertime meal. Easy to do and delicious and healthy.